Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SATAL 2020. It's 2 days in a row, and we are back again with Diamond League. Are we gonna see another three-rounder? I feel like every round or every matchup we have seen in the past couple weeks has been 3 rounds. So the closeout of this season has been mother trucking phenomenal. Is it gonna carry on? Today's matchup, 64th Aggressors taking on TORO Squadron. TORO Squadron is a little bit new to the SATAL format, replacing, I don't remember what team they replaced, because everything runs together for me and I forget everything. So I don't remember who they replaced, but they replaced somebody. They got off to a bit of a rough start because they were getting into Diamond League. Diamond League is a lot of the veteran teams. Will they be able to turn that around? Are we going to see a different TORO Squadron today? Are they learning from their past matchups? Are they going to be able to take it to 64th Aggressors? We're going to have to see. Is Moltar going to fuck something up? We're also going to have to see if that's going to take place. Huge shout out to Gordo B for dropping the several gifted subs, getting us started. Also the 18-month, 2 full-term Twitch babies. Thank you very much, brother. Monk dropping 100 bits and a gifted community sub. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. But we're going to jump into this. No super cut for this one. Alpha Whiskey was a little bit overwhelmed, so gave him a little bit of a time to take to himself. We're going to see a fan video instead, and when we get back, Guadada taking on Crimps. SATAL Diamond League 64th Aggressors taking on TORO Squadron. Here we go. See, I told you. Would I screw something up? I did. I already did. But it's a quick one to fix. Been doing this a lot lately, but you know, what can you do? We are here on the ground at Guadada. I think this is Guadada. This is not... I don't know where we are. I think this is Guadada with TORO Squadron. 6 F-18s. Now, there was a 16. I don't know if that's going to be for backup, if one of these guys is backup. I have no idea. Meanwhile, at the other airfield, we have 64th. Rocking, what are they rocking? We've got multiple 18s. I see 3 18s and 3 16s. So they are 3 and 3. TORO Squadron has the possibility of being 6 of 6. 6 18s. If they do that, that means that TORO Squadron is going to have a significant payload advantage. At least 2 missiles extra per aircraft. That's a lot. That is 12 extra missiles per aircraft. 12. Well, not 12 extra per aircraft, but 12 overall. So that's significant. The F-16s are limited to 6. The 18s can take more than 6. I mean, they can take 8, they can take 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 12, I think, is what they can max out on, depending on the number of pylons that they are willing to take in dual racks, so on and so forth. Little bit of a cluster trot as they leave the parking area. Fur leading TORO Squadron away here. Love their livery. Somebody's sending me a message. Oh, it's something else. Okay. So these guys are getting ready to taxi. Should be taking off here in just a few minutes. Are we waiting for anybody? We're not waiting for anyone from 64th. And 64th usually does a slightly delayed departure. 64th is at Guadada, and TORO Squadron is at Crimps. All right, so let's set this up. There we go. How has everybody's day been? It is Monday. It's a screwed up day. Monday's never fun. I mean, it can be fun, depending on what you do, but it's the start of work week for many people, and that's just not something that many people want to deal with. I don't. This is what I do for fun. Hopefully you guys, this takes you away from your crappy Monday, if it is crappy. Kudos to you if you have an awesome Monday, but it's Monday around the world. How's everybody's Monday been so far? Mine's been okay. Any Monday with SATAL to watch is a good Monday. Well, it's a good Monday as long as SATAL's going. Case of the mundanes, Dr. Grip says. Yeah, I can feel you there. They're doing road construction down the street from my house, so we have to take a detour out and around. A little bit longer to drop my daughter at daycare. Watching this while at work, that is the way to do it. Get paid while watching SATAL. That is how you should do it. Speed Eraser knows what's going on. He knows the proper way to take advantage of things. I'm still not sure what TORO Squadron is going to be doing here. So Reese Caparzo is going to be taking a 16. He is going to be flying. And I think Asper is going to be the extra jet here for TORO Squadron. So we're going to have 5 18s and a single 16 for TORO Squadron. And then 3 and 3, 3 18s and 3 16s for 64th. I can hear them starting to spool up. We may be having a delayed departure from TORO Squadron with Look Avi and Mustang. And indeed, these guys are taking off as Tau Hermit and I didn't see who else that was. Was it Rage? Lead the way for 64th. Meanwhile, over at TORO Squadron, they are now departing. Token 16, you calling him like the black man of the TORO Squadron force? You saying he's going to die first? What's up with that, Redemptor? It's not very nice. I'm kind of making some inferences there, but, you know. Doing mom's laundry. How kind of you. It's very sweet of you. Leaps? I guess I'm making some leaps there. I don't know. When I think of somebody saying token whatever, it just makes me think of token whatever in movies, and that's where it goes. Is he wearing a red shirt? Star Trek references. I need to watch like First Contact or something again. I miss those movies. I get to work from home as well, so Moltar's mug on my 50. It's how you do it. If you're gonna see my ugly face, you better blow it up. Make it big. Especially as I get fatter, you know, from work, being at home all the time, and the increased McDonald's intake, because I love me some McDonald's. I am a McDonald's kid. Love it. It's people like, oh, McDonald's. Oh. It's great. It's great. Now, the fries aren't as good as they used to be, since they don't do them in beef oil or whatever they do anymore. But still, so good. They have the best soda out of anyone because of how they take care of it. Your insides are being preserved. Well, yeah. I want to make sure if aliens find us later on down the road that they can look at the inside of Moltar's body and be like, this is how things were. Because things are preserved perfectly. I feel you've got that COVID 19 pounds added on here. Yeah, instead of the college 15, this is like the COVID 30 or something like that. All that pink slime in Moltar's gut. It seems to like it. You know, my blood pressure's below where it should be, so I'm good there. I'm healthy. I go see the doctor and be like, well, you're not dying, so I give him a thumbs up. You know, it's all we can ever wish for. Not dying. Because, I mean, let's face it. You guys would be sad if I died. No more SATAL. That's what you guys wouldn't care about me. You would just care about not being able to see the fighter jets anymore. The virtual jet-on-jet action would not be present anymore, and that would be sad. Golden Arches lost me when they mucked with the OG dollar menu. Yeah, that made me mad. That did make me mad. The OG dollar menu was the shit. And it was awesome. Now, it's more expensive. But they introduced coupons, so it kind of balances out. You know, Dr. Grip says yes, to stop eating that poison. Dude, you gotta live. You gotta live. I think Mickey D refrigerates their Coke syrup. That may be it. But I think a big part of it is they use filtered water and they use stuff. I don't know how they do it, but it's awesome. It's mostly the Jets, but I suppose we could kind of miss you too. That's nice. Glad somebody would miss me. At least theoretically miss me. Maybe Speed Eraser's just saying that to make me feel better. But how do you guys think this round's going to go? How do we think things are going to go here? I'm not entirely sure. TORO Squadron, from what I've seen from them, has gotten much, much better. Are they going to be able to put that into practice against 64th? Dr. Grip says you are clearly intelligent yet? Dude, I am not intelligent. Anybody that claims that Moltar is smart or intelligent by any stretch of the word needs to reevaluate their own self. Look in and think, am I intelligent for thinking Moltar himself is intelligent? That's the real crux. Okay, you're an ape. I mean, we all are. Some are just smarter than others. Some are just smarter than others. And I will not claim to be one of the smart ones. At all. I get things wrong all the time. I'll tell my wife things, and be like, babe, this is how things are. And invariably, without fail, I will be wrong. But at least I will admit that I'm wrong. And be like, I was wrong. It's actually this. Because I'll say, no, I think it's this way. And then I'll look it up, and it'll be like, no. And the first caption will be, Moltar, you're an idiot. It's actually this way. You have the ability to speak coherently, which is a lost art. I don't know about that. Not sure about that at all. I think you guys just mistake my rambling for speaking coherently. Now, I mean, what does that say about you guys? You know, Moltar, the difference between the fool and the wise man is that the wise man knows that he's a fool. Are you trying to butter me up, Lumen? Are you trying to butter me up, make me feel good? That's what I feel like's happening right now. You guys are too nice. You guys on the inside are probably sitting here thinking, this guy's an idiot. They're just pointing and laughing, saying, hey, honey, come over here and look at this guy. What a moron. Let's laugh at him together. But I don't really care. I don't care what other people think about me. That went out the window a long time ago. Do not care at all. Nope. Happier with myself, knowing that I am a full-on moron and that everybody can just think I'm a moron right on with me. Well, you get the stream working more than half the time. That is the important part. The stream works more than half the time, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Devil Dude says, where I land in this conversation, that's a good question. We're off on some tangent, but we're just waiting for these guys to ingress, and I was asking what you guys think or who you think is going to come out on top. And I was saying TORO Squadron's gotten a lot better. I think they are a force to be reckoned with here. I think they could possibly do some damage. But they could also get rickrolled and thrown into the ocean by 64th. That is also a possibility. And it's a significant possibility. Devil Dude, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I stopped trying to convince people a long time ago when I realized that you can't argue with people that are entrenched, is one. Two, you can't argue with people that are stupid, is two. So you might as well not argue with me, okay? Because I'm not going to change my opinion. Okay, I usually do change my opinion if I'm wrong. But can't argue with stupid. Can't argue with people that are entrenched. And politics and evidently viruses will show you who the truly stupid people are in the world. Like people that have significant amounts of missing brain cells. I mean, I am not the smartest man in the world, but man, the people that I have seen during this pandemic and how they behave, it is shocking. Shocking. What people believe they stand for, and mind-boggling. If my head could explode in a cartoon fashion, it would. Seeing how some people behave. It's ridiculous. Like, for example, this is a stupid one. while we're watching these guys continuing to ingress. This is a very stupid one. But my wife's brother, who shall not be named, like, for anybody that doesn't know, we have had significant amounts of cold weather here in the Midwest. And power companies and the government asked us, people, to turn down their thermostats to lessen the draw, because a lot of people have, some people have electric furnaces and so on and so forth. So they asked people to turn down the thermostat in order to conserve power so that we don't go into rolling blackouts, right? Well, my brother-in-law decided in all of his wisdom that he will not do what the government has asked him to do and turn the thermostat up. Why? That just shows a neglect for your fellow man, in my opinion. It makes me sad. But anyway, enough about politics and making Moltar sad. Let's get into SATAL. Here we go. Missiles off from multiple aircraft. I think they're off from Rage and Tau Hermit on Reese Caparzo and Chippy. They have forced Reese Caparzo and Chippy to turn around. Now we have Gistoy, Mustang, and Luke Ovi from TORO Squadron coming into support, and I did not tell you who's flying. Who is flying is 64th has Tau Hermit, Rage, Vatty, Crips, X-Man, and Comey, 3 and 3, 3 16s and 3 18s. And then on the north side for TORO Squadron, we have Reese Caparzo, Chippy, Mustang, Look Avi, Castoy, and Fur 109. First missile coming off for TORO Squadron, it's from Look Avi, and it is going in onto Rage. So here is Rage. Get rid of Mustang's or Moltar's mug. You guys don't want to see this while these guys are flying. And we've got another missile coming from Castoy over to now Rage's 6 o'clock. He's going to be able to get away from those without too much of an issue. Much more spread out formation coming from 64th. TORO Squadron much more compact. Much more compact here. No AWACS in today's matchup, so we've got no AWACS and B weapon restriction. Need to point that out. No Tomcats, so no telephone poles today. Chippy continuing to get in a bit deep. 120 off from Vatty onto him. Let's see if that's going to do any damage. Here's that missile going on to Chippy for TORO Squadron. It's still at 2. No, it's not. It's at 1,000 knots, so that thing's not going to do anything. It's not going to do bupkis. Now we've got a missile coming on to X-Man. X-Man is not defending yet. There he goes. He's defending now. Split S-ing, and that missile's trash. Not even tracking him anymore. He's going to be A-okay as he gets the hell out of there. Vatty now putting a 120B. These are long shots. How far is that for 120s? 13 miles. It's not going to do anything, Vatty. That's not going to come anywhere close to its intended target. Hold him. Hold those cards and try and make him take them for later more effective shots when you get in a bit closer. These shots, you're just taking away possible kill scenarios or dragon bag opportunities. Comey now launching a 120 onto Look Avi. Look Avi is low and defending. That's a cool camera angle as he drags that 120, trying to get away from it. So here he is in this situation right here, dragging that missile. Now we've got X-Men pressing onto Look Avi. Vatty trying to support him. Comey's pretty isolated up here to the north. TORO Squadron continues to be more compact than 64th does. Mustang better watch out as he's getting isolated opposite of Comey. Crip puts a 120 onto him. From his eastern side, Look Avi puts a 120 onto Crips to try and force him off of Mustang 5-1, his combatant friendly. Vatty and X-Men now trying to press up here north. 64th being very, very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. Crips continuing to egress away. Castoy maybe trying to make something happen. He's flying headlong into a multi-ship. All right, so here's Castoy, and he is trying to make something happen for the TORO Squadron side. Looks like he is sorted onto X-Men. Meanwhile, Crips looks like he's thinking about recommitting. There he goes. Crips still has 5 120s and 2 AIM-9s on his wingtips remaining. Rage down to the south. Wrong button. Rage down to the south, recommitting with Cripps, and then we've got a possible incursion between Mustang 5-1 and Tau Hermit. But Cripps has recommitted here onto Castoy, and Castoy's not that far off of his nose. How far is this? So, no! There we go. 8 miles. 8 miles here, split screen, and Cripps has the energy advantage, and actually the missile up to the north from Comey, that's a great shot from Comey, not because I think it's going to hit, but it's creating a possible opportunity here. Possible opportunity here for Cripps, because it forced Castoy directly back into Cripps's grasp. Right back into Cripps's grasp, and here comes a missile off from Cripps. Castoy is now headlong into this missile. Castoy needs to do something, and no! Castoy is taken to Pound Town, and he is gone! Let's pause this, take a look at the TAC view, and see what in God's green earth happened there. All right, so backing this up. Castoy, this is the missile I was talking about, all right? This is the missile. Comey puts this 120 onto Castoy. Castoy does a good job of defending away from the threat, right? This missile comes from 7 miles. Not a bad shot. How high is Comey? 16,000 feet. Castoy's at 10. It's not a bad shot, especially because Comey's at Mach 1.3 when that missile comes off of his jet. Castoy does a great job of defending it. However, when he defends this, he greatly reduces the closure rate between himself and Cripps. And this works greatly in the favor of Cripps. I don't know if 64th planned this or this is what they were trying to do, but it creates a kill opportunity for Cripps, and that's exactly what it leads to. Castoy needed to recognize that he can't turn into this. He needs to recognize, hey, there is an 18 pressing on my current position. I need to, instead of heading back into the enemy line, try and move this direction, right? He needs to go northwest instead of directly south, right into the face of Cripps in an incoming missile. So I can't say if this was intentional, but if it was, great job by 64th. Really great job anyway, because Cripps is able to capitalize on this opportunity, all right? So Comey takes a shot, forces him into Cripps. Cripps gets the kill. Great job by the 64th side. And that leaves us with 5 aircraft remaining for TORO Squadron, 6 for 64th. So Castoy, first casualty for TORO Squadron. Are they going to be able to come back and equalize this? I don't know, but here we go. Chippy down to the south, trying to make something happen. Coming in onto Tau Hermit. .120 up to the north from Look Avi, and that is going to be on to Vatty. Zoom out here because that camera is worthless. That is going to be on Vatty, and Vatty's not. He doesn't care. But Vatty! Oh, dear, oh my. Vatty is already down to 1 missile. We have been in this combat stage for like 5 minutes, and he has already fired 5 missiles. That is not something you want to see. Ever. And Vatty, that's rough. He's got 1 boomstick remaining. I wonder if that's going to be a problem for him later. That's not good. Not good at all. X-Men and Cripps trying to make things happen central-wise. Reese Caparzo and Fur now breaking off from the center of the engagement. Mustang now pressing down here, trying to help Chippy down here with Rage. Chippy has isolated himself down here to the south against a 2-ship of Rage and Tau Hermit, and he's trying to keep both these guys at bay. What is his weapons situation like? He's got 3 120s and 2 AIM-9s left, so he's not in a horrible position, and I think he's recognized that, I'm isolated, I need to get the hell out of here, or I'm going to be missile fodder for one of these guys down here to the south. Cripps, meanwhile, up here, more central, coming in onto Mustang. Here is Cripps. Everybody pretty low. And Chippy has launched a 120 onto Mustang's trailing contact. Cripps recognizes that he's got an incoming 120 on him, puts a 120 out onto Chippy for good measure so he can't be trailed. Chippy, meanwhile, is now defending that incoming threat. So both these guys are going to be able to get away from those incoming missiles without too much of a bother. Rage now coming in headlong against Chippy. Here's Rage's missile coming in onto Chippy. Chippy dives away from that. He puts a 120 out onto Rage. Rage actually puts missiles out onto Chippy and Mustang. But being that they are 120Bs, they're not going to be effective at the ranges they're fired, especially against contacts that are defending as soon as they get those missile warnings. An effective 120B shot needs to be from inside, at like 10,000 feet, inside 6 to 7 miles. If you don't launch from that range, very easy time out-energying that incoming missile. Look, Avi now may be having a problem as he's getting ganged up on a two-ship of Comey and Vatty. Fur needs to recommit here against Vatty, but he may be trying to drag Vatty right in front of Look Avi. Let's take a look at that situation as it develops up here to the north. No, Look Avi has broken away. So Vatty's high, 18,000 feet. He's in a pretty good position up there at that altitude, coming in onto Fur and Reese Caparzo, but now he needs to recognize that he's got a missile from Reese Caparzo onto his jet. There it is, 5 miles away. There goes the chaff. But seeing as he's at Mach 1.2, even though that missile's pretty close, it is a 120B. It's going to be trash. He kicks it in a burner. He's going to be able to get away from that one. Make sure you guys are awake. Loud noises. All right, so things continue to happen down here to the South Crypts now, getting into it with Reese Caparzo and Chippy. Rage now ingressing. Everyone, with the exception of Vatty, is hot for 64th. But 64th needs to be really careful because Comey and Vatty, if this 4-ship continues into them, they could get steamrolled. I'm worried about them in their current position. 120 coming in onto Vatty. That is not even tracking. Not tracking at all, in the slightest. But look how consolidated TORO Squadron is here. 4 of their aircraft are within like 5 square miles. Rage now putting a 120 out onto Mustang. That's not going to connect. Fur 109 putting a 120 out onto Crypts. Crypts immediately defends against that one. And this is just a showcase of how easily these missiles are to trash. That one goes into the ground, actually. So continuing to do a great job of defending the incoming threats, everybody on both sides, with the exception of Gistoy, because Gistoy's dead. And you didn't do a good job defending if you're dead. Tau Hermit and Rage now pressing against Mustang. Mustang needs to be really careful. He's coming in here against a 2-ship. He's locked onto Tau Hermit. He puts a missile out on him, but needed to recognize that Tau Hermit was cold, so that's not going to be effective. The only thing that's going to result in is a wasted munition. Rage now pressing against Reese Caparzo and Mustang. He's all by himself at this point. Is he going to be able to create a kill opportunity? He's got Mustang coming in from his left. As you see it, Mustang is low, 4 miles away, 120 off from Rage. That's going to be on Fur. He breaks away from Mustang. He's low enough that he should be okay. These are R-120Bs in a cold pursuit situation. You're not going to be able to reach out and touch an enemy aircraft from 3 miles, so he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, he has Crypts off to his right coming in onto Mustang, so his Crypts going to be able to push Mustang off. Crypts may have a pretty good kill opportunity. Sends a 120 onto Mustang. Mustang's in a really bad position now. He is getting ganged up on by 364th aircraft. 364th aircraft, but now they've broken off the chase and they are all cold. And that missile got close. 0.3 miles, 0.2 miles. It's right there. It can smell his fumes, but it just doesn't have the juice to be able to reach out and poke Mustang. Rage, meanwhile, has recommitted. He's 7 miles away from Mustang, coming in right off his lift vector. Mustang is now recommitting into him. Crypts is now hot, cutting off Mustang from the front. Missile off from Rage. Mustang's in a lot of troubles. That missile's already inside 2 miles, mile and a half. Here it comes. Mustang must notch. He doesn't notch, and he gets taken down. Second casualty for the Toro Squadron side, and I paused it because there is a lot of stuff going on right now, and I don't want to miss any of it. So Rage takes down Mustang. Let's take a look at the TAC view and see what's going on. So we've got up here to the north, lots of things. Chippy is about to have a bad time from Comey and Vatty. Chippy. There he is. So Chippy, he's got a 120B right behind him. 1 mile. 1 mile away, but the more pressing problem is the one that's in front of him. Right there, a mile away. That one's at Mach 2.2. The one behind him is already trashed because it's at Mach 0.75. All right, so Chippy. Oh dear, that missile may be a problem. Here we go. So closing half mile and butt pucker moment as Chippy gets plowed into. You never like things swiping up the behind, and Chippy's butt opens wide and he takes one. He is gone as well. And Toro Squadron, as soon as this one started, we're going to pause it again to see how that top shot developed. What happened there? Is now down to 3 aircraft. Meanwhile, 64th has all of theirs remaining, so they're at 6. Not a good time. Dr. Grips, a lot of butt references. If you're not comfortable with butt references, this stream may not be the place for you. That's just what happens here. You know? It's the butt. Everybody has one. You got to be confident. It's your butt. Who doesn't like talking about the butt? We like butts here. We cannot lie, right? Just how we roll. So let's back up, take a look at what happened. Chippy makes the unfortunate decision to defend into an incoming enemy. That's just not something you want to do. Comey recognizes it, launches a 120 right into Chippy's face. Comey defends immediately, breaks away to out-energy it. Chippy does not. He really does nothing. He tries to notch it, but then I guess just gave up and said, I'm going to die. I embrace it. Embrace me. And went in arms wide open to the incoming 120B's loving embrace. Gets taken down. Evidently, Dr. Grips is a boobs guy. Can't fault him there. I'm an everything guy. You know? It doesn't matter. Full package. You got good assets? Nice. Doesn't matter. So 6 pilots remaining still for 64th. 3 now down to for Toro Squadron. Toro Squadron is looking at Reese Caparzo, Lukavi, and Fur. They are the only ones remaining. We've gotten kills from 64th from Crips, Rage, and Comey. Castoy, Mustang, and Chippy were on the receiving ends of those shots. Let's continue. Here we go. 120 off from Comey. That is a trash shot. That's a waste of a missile. Crips, meanwhile, down here to the south, trying to make things happen. Coming in on Fur and Lukavi. Reese Caparzo's just running. I guess they may be trying to regroup, which is a good idea when you're against a 6 ship as a 3 ship. But you may want to try and get into the taller mountains because being high against a significantly outnumbered opponent is not something you want to do. You increase the possibility of being seen. When you're at this level of disadvantage, you have got to disappear, try and use the sneak attack to equalize the playing field. You gotta try and do something to get some sneak attack kills to get rid of some of these incoming opponents. I need to pause this because Reese Caparzo may be in trouble. Reese Caparzo's got a 120 coming for his behind, and it is 1 mile away. He may be able to line of sight this. 1 mile away. Is he gonna make it over the hill? No. Great defensive maneuver by Reese Caparzo, barely getting away from that one. Barely getting away from that incoming shot. It hit the top of the hill, barely made it, almost made it over the tree line. If it did, he would have been done so. Dead, gone, obliterated, ninja squirrel fodder but he sends that one into the trees and lives to fight another day. Meanwhile, X-Man coming in against Look Avi. X-Man he's got some altitude. Does he see Look Avi? He lost Look Avi. Look Avi's over here to the right. He does not see him, but he is leading the charge. Oh, he does see him now. Air breakout, trying to decelerate to decrease the turn circle to get in here against his adversary. Oh, he actually breaks away. He broke away there, and Rage is now coming in, leading the charge. So here's Rage trying to make something happen, and he is coming in against a two-ship. Fur coming right across his nose. He sends a 120 out onto TORO Squadron's Reese Caparzo, and Reese Caparzo gets obliterated. Here's Reese Caparzo, who's in pieces. I didn't see the missile get hit, but Reese Caparzo is gone. So he wasn't able to defend 2 missiles in a row. His jet is now wingless, and unfortunately, in the world of avionics and, the ability to fly, avionics is not what I meant. The ability to fly, you need wings. Unless you're flying very, very fast and you're a rocket. The F-16 is not that. It needs wings to be able to fly. And I don't know if you noticed, but Reese Caparzo doesn't have any. He is, his wings were clipped. So he's dead. And his pilot's probably dead, though he's still in there. Is his pilot in there? Let's look. Yep. His pilot's in there. Probably going, shit! I don't have any wings! What do I do? Mom! Wings! Yeah, he's dead. He's gone. So Rage takes down Reese Caparzo. Fourth casualty. Fourth casualty for TORO Squadron. They're down to 2 pilots. That is not a place you want to be in. Let's grab them. So we've got Look, Avi, and Fur are the men remaining. Men remaining for TORO Squadrons. We got Fur on camera 1. Look, Avi. Now on camera 2. Are they going to be able to make something happen? I don't know. I feel a gang rape inbound. And missile coming in on Look, Avi. It's to his left. Where is it? There it is. Is it going to reach him? Yes, Look, Avi gets hammered. He is gone. So he gets taken down by X-Man. And now we're down to Fur. Fur is the last man remaining. He's got some breathing room. Over here to the west. But now he's got Crips coming headlong into his face. Don't recommit into the face of a missile. No! Fur! And Fur gets hammered, taken to Pound Town by 2 incoming 120s from Crips. Crips doesn't even bother to defend a possible incoming radar missile threat. Flies YOLO straight through the wreckage of Fur, and Fur is gone. TORO Squadron gets obliterated in round 1 by 64. Obliterated. Man. Rough start for TORO Squadron. Let's fast forward this. They now have to RTB back to Guadalajara. No, they don't. They do not. TORO Squadron said you do not need to RTB, so that is the end of round 1. I'm going to send you guys back to another fan video while I get round 2 set up. Will TORO Squadron be able to equalize? I hope so, because we like round 3s. And we have had a stint of them in the past couple weeks. Are we going to see another one? Is TORO Squadron going to come back and redeem themselves? Enjoy the fan video. Round 2 coming at you in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. These guys have just taken to the air. We are here in round 2. 64th taking on TORO Squadron. 64th is up 1-0. Is TORO Squadron going to be able to come back? Does firing a missile inverted give you an advantage? It allows you to defend faster, if I understand it correctly, because you're firing and then you're going immediately down into a split S to get the hell out of Dodge. So you're going from firing the missile up, right? Pew! Taking off into the loft state to going off inverted and diving down to be defensive immediately. So if you don't do that, you're then having to roll inverted after firing the missile and coming down. There may also be something where you don't fly into the missile. I don't know. I feel like firing a missile inverted in real life could make the missile hit you. Is that right? Or is that me being dumb? Lax Pants says plus 10 style points, but I think lacking pants is more indicative of that. You know, you're already kind of inverted. You don't have pants on. Not entirely sure what's going on here with Comey and Vatty. What are you doing? They're just sitting here. Heavily delayed departure, coming in late. I guess it's a fuel thing. They're rolling now. There they go. Chat, how do you think this one's going to go? What are your expectations for how this round's going to go? Is TORO Squadron going to be able to come back? Or you guys are all going to say 64th going to roll them? I want to hear your thoughts. 104th Bullet making it hail, hitting me in the face with a penny. Much appreciated. Kubricks raids with 7 viewers. Hosted with 7, rated with 5. Gave me the raid and the host. Thank you very much. And Monk, that was the old one. They come back, but with lots of losses. Interesting prediction. So you think both teams get their asses kicked, but TORO Squadron to a lesser extent, so they come out with the victory. Is that what we're saying? Difficult to come back uphill against 64th? Yeah. 64th going to steamroll them? All right. Possibly. '64th Rickrolls. Now, is a 64th Rickroll them screwing themselves, or is that them steamrolling their opposition? I feel like we need some clarity on this. 64th gonna roll them. Just give me my points now. Lax Pants, very confident. A round like yesterday would be hilarious. That would be. I'm hoping. 2 guys running out of fuel. Monk drops 100 bits. Thank you very much. I think I have a gambling addiction. I think we all do to some extent, which is a big reason why I just ignore it. Monk gives a gifted sub, goes to What About Bob? What about Bob? Well, what about him? Bob, I need some enlightenment on what exactly your username means. What does your alias entail? What is it about Bob? Nope, that's not what I wanted. I feel like I must know. It's a movie. His boobs. Dr. Grips. We've talked about butts, and now Dr. Grips is all about boobs. Bill Murray movie? Oh. Guess I've never seen it or heard of it. I didn't know it existed. Now I do. But I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to forget. Is it worth watching? Gunny Highway or Jaster? Is it a movie actually worth watching? Damn, their predictions. 13,000 points going with 64. 0 for TORO Squadron. Dang. Dang. That is crazy. I don't know if Bill Murray ever missed. Yeah, he's solid. He is a solid actor. And that is a good point. Teams are starting to close together. Tau Hermit and Rage leading the way, F18 and 16 for 64th. Meanwhile, Chippy, Fur, and Kastoy coming in and leading the way for TORO Squadron, followed decently closely by Reese Caparzo down to the south. So the question is, will TORO Squadron be able to come back? Or are they going to get hammered, railroaded, pulverized, obliterated, devastated, canned, annihilated, eviscerated, vaporized? What's going to happen to them? Or are they going to pull out the proverbial hammer and hit 64th over the head. I'm in suspense. I mean, I'm highly confident 64th is going to take it to TORO Squadron. First missiles off the rails for Tau Hermit and Reese Caparzo. One apiece, 64th and TORO Squadron. Another 120 out from Rage. These are coming from about 30 miles. 40-some thousand feet for Rage. 35,000 feet or so for Tau Hermit. Meanwhile, TORO Squadron's right around 30,000 feet. Long missiles. 64th going into the crank and dive. So that missile's going to be trashed. Rage, I like that he's doing it even though a missile isn't on him. Let's grab Rage so you guys can see what we're talking about. So this is the crank and dive. He is cranked to the right, put the missile that he launched on its gimbal limit so he can support it. And he's diving to further the length that the enemy missile has to travel and to force it down into thicker and thicker air. Meanwhile, Tau Hermit getting a little bit suspenseful that a possible missile was getting close. He breaks fully away. He didn't get nearly as low as Rage during his defensive maneuvering, but that's okay. He's able to get away from the incoming threat just the same. A little bit more patient coming into round two. We'll have to see if that holds out during the entirety of this round. Rage recommits, says, I'm not going to run away. I'm going balls to the wall and trying to make something happen. And he is coming back in head on against Reese Caparzo. Is he thinking better of it? Looks like it. He may be breaking off now. Thinking ahead of the airplane, maybe there's an incoming threat, and he is diving away back to his companions that are a little bit further north, Tau Hermit and Comey. Crips and X-Man are up further to the northeast from Rage. Reese Caparzo, meanwhile, also breaks away, so he's gone away. Nobody really wanting to get into and commit into this fight. Everybody hot for the 64th side with the exception of Rage. And multitude of different people hot and cold for TORO Squadron. Mustang, Fur, Look Avi, and Chippy all hot. Meanwhile, Reese Caparzo and Castoy are cold. Comey, I like Comey's altitude right now. Comey is sitting at 40,000 feet. I dig it. He cruising. Comey is cruising up here, trying to make something happen. Love his altitude. Love his energy state, Mach 1.2. Meanwhile, Tau Hermit doing the same thing, climbing through 27,000 feet at Mach 1.2. And then we have Crips up here, diving 21,000 feet, Mach 1.2. So 64 doing a fantastic job of utilizing their energy state. Are they going to be able to utilize that to good effect and impart that energy onto the incoming missiles? Florida B dropping the extra gifted sub to Shadow Flea. Thank you very much, brother. Mustang now putting 120 out onto Rage. Rage immediately defends. Tau Hermit now putting a missile out onto Mustang. So Mustang diving away, trying to get away from that. He's not defending into anybody, though he could be, because when he dove away, Crips could have come in here to the south, dive to the south. He's doing that now to possibly get a kill on the Mustang. Recognizing it a little bit late, though. Tau Hermit, meanwhile, continuing on. He's supported by Comey to his west, and Rage now taking up the Stinger position further to the northwest. So Tau Hermit trying to get things done against Chippy and Reese Caparzo. Reese Caparzo and Chippy, meanwhile, trying to not allow that to happen. Chippy breaking away, getting ahead of his airplane, defending a possible incoming non-existent threat. I like it. I like that. Reese Caparzo, though, not breaking away and continuing on hot. So Comey pressing in here, launches a 120. That looks to be on Reese Caparzo. Reese Caparzo launches a late missile and then is now defending, diving away. Make sure everybody's awake. Loud noises. going to be okay. So Reese Caparzo gets away from that missile. Comey gets away from that missile. Both of them are A-okay. They're not going to have any problems here. So Rage now coming in against Mustang. Where is Rage? So here's Rage coming in against Mustang. And these guys are getting decently close. Neither one of them is fired yet. 8 miles now, separating these two contacts. Chippy launches a missile out onto Rage. Rage gets the missile warning, launches a 120 out onto Mustang. Is his going to be going to have enough kinetic energy by the time it reaches its intended target to be able to impart damage onto Mustang's aircraft? I don't think so. Both of them are defending aggressively and away from the incoming threat, so no action is going to happen there. Nobody's going to go down. But Chippy needs to be careful. Chippy's got a missile coming in on him. It's getting a little close. Inside a mile, but it just runs out of juice at 0.7 miles, and it's not going to be able to reach out and touch Chippy. So close, but not enough. Now we've got Tau Hermit picking up the mantle for 64th, and we have Reese Caparzo picking it up for TORO Squadron. Reese Caparzo, though, I think thought, I'm getting in a little too deep. Oh, he actually has Comey coming in from the south. So Comey, down here to the south, head on with Reese Caparzo. These guys are 8 miles away. I like the missile exchanges. They're waiting, though they could wait a little bit longer. You can see how the missiles don't really get anywhere close to their intended targets, though Reese Caparzo defended a little bit late, so I'm a little bit, no, that thing's not going to get close at all. But Tau Hermit is getting in here, trying to make something happen. Tau Hermit is, he's trying to make something happen. Coming in against Chippy, there goes the 120, headed off towards Chippy, and Chippy is not defending yet. Chippy is in trouble. He's got a missile now behind him, and it is closing, rapidly closing. 0.2 miles isn't gonna make it. 0.1 miles, one splashes, but this one from Tau Hermit reaches out, clip Chippy. He is gone. Chippy removed from combat. Great shot by Tau Hermit. Let's revisit that one. Did you guys see that one, or was I on TAC view? Anyway, regardless, you're going to see it now. All right, so Chippy got in here deep. We didn't see it. Well, that's my fault. You're going to see it now. All right, so I'll give you the view. All right, so we were riding along with Tau Hermit. He launches a missile at Chippy. Then we were riding along with Chippy, looking behind him, right? Looking behind Chippy's aircraft. One missile's going to hit the water. There's the missile hitting the water. And then this one barely comes out, hits him, and it pokes him in the pooper, and he gets taken down. Glad I could reenact that one through TAC view. Hopefully that gave you didn't miss much. I mean, I gave it to you. I gave it to you. All right? So there it was. Tau Hermit getting the first kill here in this round. Six pilots now remaining for 64th. 5 with the removal of Chippy from combat for TORO Squadron. Boring song. Let's continue. And we're going to need to fast forward this one and fast forward this one a smidge. All right, there we go. 120 now out to Rage on the Mustang. No, there we go. On the Mustang, he's dragging it, trying to get away. And then we've got, what else do we have? Fur in his awesome livery, launching a 120. That one's gonna be on, that is on X-Man, and X-Man needs to do something. X-Man needs to do something. X-Man, no, you're defending not aggressively enough. X-Man, it's gonna come right over, goes through the trees. Ninja Squirrels tried to grab it, but were unable to, and X-Man is taken to Pound Town. He is gone. X-Man removed from combat. He just defends rather late. Defended rather late, backing this one up. Fur comes in, Mach 0.75. He's not very fast. Fires on a higher contact of X-Man, and X-Man just waited too long. Waited too long, needed to recognize, hey, I need to get into the notch here. Didn't notch, and the 120B has enough energy to be able to grab him and throw him into the dirt. So Fur able to equalize the playing field now, 5 pilots apiece. Chippy and X-Men have been removed from the combat area, and we are now tied at 5 apiece. TORO Squadron looking much better already than they did in round 1. Round 1, they got no kills. They already have one in the openings of round 2. Are they going to be able to carry on? Are they going to be able to take it and continue this momentum into the furthers of this round 2? That is the question that I have. Let's continue. Here we go. So Cripps now coming in onto possibly Reese Caparzo. Reese Caparzo jettisoning the tanks. Cripps is back there a couple miles. He thinks he's getting in too deep. No, he actually is defending an incoming missile from Castoy. Here's the missile from Castoy. Is it going to get him? It's at 1,200 knots, trying to chase Cripps under 1,000 knots now. Cripps is still 2 miles away, and that's not going to get him. That is not going to reach him. Great defensive flying by Cripps. He gets away from that one. So 64th now looking much more like TORO Squadron did in round 1. They are much more condensed. TORO Squadron looking much more like 64th did in round 1. They are much more spread out. They've got this nice concave going, and Cripps needs to be very careful about getting isolated down here. He's by himself. He's separated with his wingman about 11 miles, or his close. I don't know if that's his wingman. His closest companion by about 11 miles. Reese Caparzo has decided to come back in. No, Reese Caparzo is now breaking away. I thought he was going to come back in, but he has decided to turn away and not commit into an engagement by himself. Meanwhile, up to the north, Comey thinking about trying to make something happen against Look Avi. Comey still has 4 missiles remaining. He's got plenty of munitions left. Look Avi puts a missile out onto Comey. And here is that missile from Look Avi coming in onto Comey. It's high, 17,000 feet, still Mach 1.6. Comey now gets the missile warning and is defending aggressively. He's going to be able to get away from that one without any trouble. Good job by him, defending as soon as he got that missile warning and making sure that he had enough energy so that he wasn't going to get caught with his pants down and take one in the behind, unbeknownst or unknown. Rage now coming in head on, trying to make something happen with Look Avi in first. So he's leading the engagement now for 64th. Here he is coming in. And it's F-18. He has 3 120s and 2 AIM-9s left, still with the center bag on. Trying to chase down Fur and Look Avi. Meanwhile, Castoy coming in from the south. Maybe these guys are trying to create a bag and drag situation. 120 now off from Castoy onto Rage. Rage already defending, dropping down to map of the Earth, dragging back into Tau Hermit. There's Tau Hermit 2.5 miles away. Missile is not going to be a factor as he continues to drag that. And back to the overall view. Now we have Mustang coming in onto Cripps. So Mustang head on with Cripps here. Is he going to be able to do something? Head-on engagement, possibly developing. Going to split view so we can see if anything happens here. No, Mustang breaks away. No, he's not completely breaking away. He's just got him on his 9 line. He's now recommitting back into Cripps. Oh, but meanwhile, pause. I need to make sure we don't miss this because we've got something developing in TAC view. We need to make sure we don't miss this because Castoy has a missile very, very close. Where is it? Right there, 0.2 miles away. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that thing. That is danger close. Missile still Mach 2.36. Is it going to be able to do something? Castoy in a world of trouble. Here we go. Is it going to be able to reach out and touch him? No! Flew right underneath his aircraft and detonates into the hillside. He barely gets away from that one. Meanwhile, we've got Mustang putting a missile out onto Cripps and is now defending. Missiles inside 1 mile. Still has a decent amount of juice, Mach 1.7, and he just barely is able to add energy yet, and it flies harmlessly into the water. Great defensive flying by Mustang. Great job by him. 5 pilots remaining still for both sides. I like that 64th is now in a more spread out formation. They've got Vatty in a stinger formation with Rage and Tau Hermit and Crips. And who is this? And Comey are now in a singleton 2-ship. Great job rejoining there. Fur now coming in, only hot contact. Pistoy now coming back in hot, possibly to support Fur. Rage trying to make something happen for 64th. Here he is. Now breaking away. Fur, meanwhile, continuing. This is a missile from Fur. Missile launched from Fur, now coming in on Rage. Rage is already breaking away. Here's the split screen so you guys can see it. Sorry about that. Here's the split screen so you guys can see it. Missile on Rage. Rage defending, not a factor. He's going to be able to get away from that one without an issue. So everybody regrouping. Multiple missiles now launched from Vatty and Crips. Looks like they're both onto Fur. Don't really like the missile wastage there from 64th. That may come back to haunt them later. Also, lots of fuel expenditure coming from 64th. Lots of low to high, lots of gate. Is that going to be a problem? So fuel and weapons management, is that going to be an issue for them in this round? Pistoy getting in deep, only hot contact this far north for TORO Squadron. Got to take a little bit of a breather here. Man. So Pistoy continuing on his hot route here. Missile off from Pistoy. There it goes. Now a mile away from his aircraft onto Tau Hermit. Tau Hermit now dumping altitude rapidly. He's at Mach 1.2. So I don't think, oh, it's an AIM-9. So that's definitely not going to be able to do anything there. Now, Pistoy coming headlong into Vatty, having to defend away from Vatty. He's got a 120. Is he going to be able to line his sight in? No! Pistoy gone, taken down. Great shot by Vatty there, and Pistoy gets hammered. So again, we see the missile launch from 64th that forces their adversary to defend into an oncoming contact. So missile launch from Tau Hermit, missile launch from Tau Hermit onto Pistoy. Pistoy immediately has to defend because this missile is 5 miles. He's got to get the hell out of the way or he is going to get smacked in the face. But when he defends, he has Vatty coming in from the south. Vatty then runs a railer into Pistoy, and there is nothing Pistoy can do about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, great job by 64th. Vatty in the perfect position to take advantage of Pistoy. Pistoy gets caught with his pants, frankly, off. They are gone. They're not just down, they're off. And he gets hammered by a great shot from Vatty, waiting Mach 1.4 when he launches this from 16,000 feet. If he doesn't notch this, damn, he did. He definitely did. He turned into that, and he gets taken down. Great job by 64th. So, continuing on here. Continuing on here, now we have Fur possibly trying to make strides in here. He's got a missile coming from low to high on him. He is split-S-ing. He should be able to get away from that one. Meanwhile, Mustang is picking up the mantle where he left off. So here's Mustang. Mustang is at low altitude, 3,000 feet, now trailing behind Comey at 10 miles. So 5 pilots remaining for 64th, and 4 pilots now remaining for TORO Squadron. Taking a little bit of a breather here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm running out of gas. Mustang, though, soul man going in this deep. Mustang needs to be very, very careful about being this deep. And he's now head on with Rage. He's breaking away. There's the missile from Rage. Try and get this. Here's the missile from Rage. We're going to go split screen so we can see both. Mustang defending. He's not going to have the energy to outrun this. Is he going to be able to run into the ground? No, it's treetop skimming. Is it? Oh, he gets away from it. Yes, he does get away from it. So Mustang, by the skin of his teeth, able to outrun that one, now realizing there is no more incoming threat and recommitting. So Mustang now recommitting. Coming around the edge here. Give you guys a view of what's going on. Coming around the edge here. Trying to make inroads against Cripps. Fur puts a 120 out onto Cripps. Is that on Cripps? No, it's on Tau Herman. So Cripps is going to be okay. If that missile was actually on Cripps, that would have been more of a problem. Now Fur has a missile on him. That one got line of sighted. But meanwhile, Mustang needs to be very careful because he's in head rows, and another head-on incursion gets Rage, and Rage has the altitude advantage here. Rage has all of the advantage here, and Mustang takes one up to Booper, unlubricated, and it is gone. Mustang, the latest casualty, he gets taken down. And don't want to miss anything. Where's my mouse? So Mustang gets taken down. And rough. So TORO Squadron gets off to a great start. Great start. But it's all going downhill for them as it seems 64th is able to get themselves put back together and taking it back towards TORO Squadron. So what happened there? Mustang just doesn't see, I guess, Rage, flies headlong into him. Rage gets a great shot off on him, immediately defends 4 miles. Mustang has to notch that. He is not going to out-energy it. He tries, doesn't succeed, and dies. Meanwhile, I think this is the next important engagement. Reese Caparzo against Comey. Reese Caparzo is in the driver's seat in this one. Is he going to be able to get his team back into this? So he's launching onto Comey. I've got him tracked there. Comey is here. And there is Reese Caparzo. So we're going to watch this one in split screen. Here we go. Missile off from Reese Caparzo. Comey has not launched. Comey, I think, he's in some throws here. 2 miles away. Comey's not going to be fast enough, I don't think. Under a mile, half mile. Missile still has some juice. Is it going to get line of sighted? No. Is it going to pull up in time? Yes, and barely has enough energy to take Comey down. And Reese Caparzo making some things happen for TORO Squadron right when they were on the ropes. Gets them back into contention. TORO Squadron, 3 pilots, 64th with 4. Cripps now coming in against Fur. Gets a 120 off. There it goes. Coming in onto Fur. Fur. I don't know that Fur knows this missile's coming. 1.5 miles away. Great shot from Cripps. Is he going to be able to outrun this? He's not going to line of sight it. It's in the canyon. Is it going to pull up and meet him? No. He barely is able to get away from that one. Great defensive flying by Fur. I don't know that he realized how close that one got to him. But it got danger close. Meanwhile, Cripps recommitting here onto Fur. And Fur is now recommitting. No, not yet. Cripps getting in a bit deep. No, he's not in too deep. Okay. He's the only real hot contact, though, for 64th is Rage. Well, no, Rage is hot. But Cripps is leading the charge for 64th. Fur, meanwhile, let's go to split screen so we can see them both. Fur has recommitted in here against Cripps. And Fur's got a 120 out on him. No, he doesn't care about that one. So Fur is now defending a low-to-high missile from Cripps. And Cripps needs to try and make something happen. Is it going to be a trade? Yes! Cripps gets taken down by Fur, and Fur gets taken down by Cripps. And we continue to see a phenomenal round by both of these guys. And I'm going to pause this so we don't miss anything. Damn! I'm so excited, guys. I'm spitting shit everywhere. I got spit marks all over my microphone, my keyboard. It's raining in Moltar's booth. Look, Avi now in a great position with Rage. But let's back up and look at what happened between Cripps and Fur. Both low, 7,000 and 4,000 feet. How far apart are they? 4 miles. They both shoot their shots. They both take them, and they both pay the piper They both get taken down. Needed to notch. Cripps tried to notch it. No, he tried to out-energy it. Both of them tried to out-energy him. And you're not going to out-energy something that's that close. But look, Avi now is in a phenomenal position against Rage. Phenomenal position. So here's Look Avi. I'm going to give you the position from Rage's point of view. Here it is. So we'll go back to split screen. Look Avi on the left. Yeah, Rage on the right. And these guys are separated by 2 miles. 2 miles in a 2v2 scenario. Actually, it's a 3v2, but Tau Hermit's going home. No! Tau Hermit is going home. Why? This could be disastrous. Disastrous for 64th. They are taking a man advantage and making it a 50-50 fight. Actually, it's not, because look, Avi is all over Rage. And meanwhile, we have Reese Caparzo coming in against Vatty. Here we go. So watching this split screen, Look Avi continues to close against Rage. Does Look Avi have any long-range missiles left? No, he's down to aim 9s only. Rage needs to be careful. Oh, no. Rage is recommitting, or thought about recommitting, but any of those recommittance are all it's going to take. And I need to pause it because we didn't have Rage's camera going. So let me fix this. All right. There we go. Okay. Now we're going. There we go. Rage is trying. He's recommitting. That is a terrible thing to do. Great shots by Look Avi. M61. Guns, guns, guns. And Rage gets taken down. Now we need to flip over and look at Reese Caparzo, who is now trying to find Vatty. And we need to go to TriView and see what's going on here. So Vatty, oh no. Vatty's out of fuel. Oh no. No. Things have gone from okay to bad to disastrous. This is terrible. Unless something catastrophic happens for TORO Squadron, we are going to round 3. Because Vatty's out of fuel. And these guys are trying to find him. Do they see him? Yes. They're just cruising. Reese Caparzo actually looks like he's moving to RTB. Does look obvious see him. Coming up on 5 miles. Not sure yet. Reese Caparzo does look like he's headed home. I don't think Look Avi sees him. Do they care about him, is the question. I don't know. What a change of events, though, ladies and gentlemen. Man. Almost the entire chat thought the 64th was going to demolish TORO Squadron. What a change of events. TORO Squadron is now up 2 pilots to 1 in the bubble, and the only pilot that 64th has left in the bubble is out of fuel. Vatty's trying to stay airborne to try and force TORO Squadron to run out of fuel. Hats off to him for doing that instead of just ejecting. Vatty also does not have any missiles, so he's not able to shoot anything at TORO Squadron or anything. He's at, if somebody flies right in front of him, and it's a gift from God for his M61, maybe. But right now, nothing's going on. I'm going to fast forward this just so we're not sitting here doing nothing, because they don't see him right now. Vatty sees TORO Squadron. TORO Squadron definitely does not see 64th Vati. Reese Caparzo's now reached the edge of the bubble and has recommitted. Let's slow this down now because I think they see him now. Okay, so Reese Caparzo has recommitted. I'm pretty sure he sees Vati. He's head on with him. Altitude disparity here, though. Vati is now at 4,000 feet, just over the mountaintops. Reese Caparzo looks to see him. Nobody has any missiles left. So if he's going to get a kill and ensure that Vati is dead, it's got to come with guns. Air breaks out. Make sure he doesn't commit too fast in this gunfight. Looks like Reese Caparzo is indeed going to go for the kill. Not going to let Vati just fall to the ground. Rounds out now for Reese Caparzo. Rounds hit, and Vati is gone. What a change of events, ladies and gentlemen. As long as TORO Squadron is able to make it back, they control the bubble, and they are going to win the round. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. What a change. They're already down here close to their bubble edge, so they really shouldn't have any problems. But I didn't see that one coming. Chat says nobody saw that coming. That is crazy. They're turning around to make sure that he's dead, unless... Yeah, they're turning around to make sure that he's dead. But damn! What a change! Looks like they have plenty of fuel left. They've got the control of the bubble for 5 minutes. Now they're RTB. Great job. They're headed back to Guadada. Look, Avi, 32,000 feet now descending down into Guadada. I don't think this is going to be a problem for them at all. He's going to go straight in. Gear, there's the brake. Yep, straight in. Here he comes. And he's going to put it down. And as long as he's able to do that, round 2 going to TORO Squadron. Damn! We're going to round 3. Yes! I was skeptical if this one was going to do it, but we're going to round 3. I'm going to take a little bit longer here in round, between these rounds because I need to get something to eat here real quick. I am starving, but great job by both teams. What a round. TORO Squadron took it to 64th round. Some chocolate-covered pretzels. These things are delicious. They're from Costco. They're addicting. They're really good. But anyway, these guys are already in the air, ingressing towards each other. We're tied at 1 apiece. TORO Squadron surprising virtually everyone. Excuse me. Surprising virtually everyone. I need one more pretzel. Coming out, taking round 2. 64th. With terrible fuel management and weapons conservation. Not a good look. Can they fix it? That is my question. Or are they going to be on the downhill for round 3 coming into this round? It's going to be hard to come back from that one. That one's going to be detrimental. Or it's going to be like, we were really close. We got this. You know, that was a stupid mistake. Let's just fix it and take them down. Is that going to be how it's going to go? I don't know. But that was a terrible showing from them in round 2. TORO Squadron able to eke it out with multiple people. Because I'm going to Tau Herman, I'm going to say the same thing. He ran out of fuel because he left the combat area. Multiple people with poor fuel management. Tau Herman now leading the way for 64th. Coming in here. Rage, meanwhile, his wingman, further to his southwest. They've both broken into a flanking maneuver, or a notching maneuver, I guess, trying to disappear on their enemy's radar, and are now recommitting at a lower altitude. Maybe they're recognizing this breaking off two-ship, and that's where they're all going. I'd like to see 64 take their entire six-ship, and this is the two-ship that I'm talking about. I'd like them to take their entire six-ship and press here. Press, press, press. How far are these guys? 22 miles. This is too far, in my opinion. This needs to be like 10 or 15 miles. This is too far, in my opinion. Your mutual supportability at this range is just not great. The time it takes this guy to get to where this guy is, I don't think that works. I think this needs to be 10 or 15 mile distance if the Stinger's gonna work. 120 now out from Fur on to Tau Hermit. Tau Hermit breaks away. Rage coming in from the south. Meanwhile, down further to the south, Crips, X-Men, and Vatty coming in. Reese Caparzo. Ballsy. Singleton. All by himself, saying, I'm gonna try and make something happen. Coming in against a three-ship of Crips, X-Men, and Vatty. Decides better of it, though, at the last moment and breaks away. Smart decision. I think he would have gotten raffle stomped there, given the numbers advantage that are on the side of 64th. Now, Custoy and Fur coming away. Meanwhile, Rage has recommitted, and his wingman, Tau Hermit, has come way east. Tau Hermit needs to recognize missile trashed, no longer factor, come back in. Let's grab Rage, see what he sees. So Rage is here. Rage coming in from decently high altitude, 20,000 feet, 400 knots, full payload. Looks like he's locked onto Fur. Look, Avi, meanwhile, from the Toro Squadron side, is thinking about recommitting into him. Here is Look Avi, now breaking it left. Look, Avi has put a 120 out onto Crips, but is now coming into Rage. Rage does not see him. I'd like to see Rage breaking off from Fur, look out his cockpit and say, hey, there's a marker over there. Let's turn into him. But he doesn't. Instead, he split S's, and he's getting the hell out of Dodge. Could have been a possible great kill opportunity for Rage at that altitude. Look, Avi would have had a tough time defending missiles from multiple directions. That could have been tough. But they both survive. I need to check that. How close is that missile? How close is that missile to Look Avi? Where is it? Is it in the ground? TACView sees it, but I don't. You guys see it? Where is it? There it is. So it's right below him. It just didn't have the remaining smash to get enough air over the fins to be able to turn and hit him. Almost. Almost. But continuing on, we now have Rage not fully turning cold. Rage is now recommitting. I love it. I love the aggression. And Rage is coming in here trying to isolate Custoy. Not a bad maneuver. Maybe put a long missile on him, force him to defend full cold, and then come in here. Come right in here. Right here. Cut Custoy off, and then drive him north and isolate him. And let Comey run his butt down. I mean, F-16, energy monster in comparison to the F-16. And Rage looks like that's what he's thinking about. But now he's got the two-ship coming in from the west of Fur and Look Avi. So two-ship, we can see their marks from the west. Kastoy now has also launched a missile onto Rage, and Rage is getting the hell out of dodge. Dumping chaff. No reason to. You're going to out-energy that missile anyway. Just go straight down. Missile's not going to be able to keep up with you. Where is it? Somewhere back there. There it is. And it just can't reach him. Chaff was a waste because it's still tracking him. Just save that chaff for when you need to notch it. Doesn't have enough Ninja Squirrel fodder. Straight into the trees. Still 6 pilots remaining for both sides. Batty getting a flanking maneuver or something on down here to the south. Maybe trying to do what they did last time and shoot, and they defend directly into him. I liked that. But we'll have to see. Camera 3. But much better positioning by 64th. They've got the spread outness back. Rage putting a 120 out onto Kastoy. Kastoy exchanges a missile and sends it at Rage. But the missile coming at Kastoy is frankly more dangerous. But no, it's going to go into the ground. And it flies harmlessly into the ground. No factor. So nothing really getting too close. Aside from that one coming in onto Kastoy. Crips now. Crips is going headlong, full on YOLO. Is he thinking better of it? Yeah, it looks like he is, unfortunately. I thought we were going to see something, him going balls to the wall, trying to make something happen down here to the south. But he thinks better of it and has broken off his pursuit. So, again, still 6 pilots remaining for everyone. Vatty is just down here by himself. Now headlong with Chippy. Chippy put a 120 out. There it is. We can see Vatty marking up there out in the distance, probably 10 miles away. Chippy now getting the missile warning, defending aggressively, making sure nothing happens to him. Like it. And these guys are getting closer and closer together. The battle lines are continuing to become closer and closer to being blurred. So Crips. Oh, no. X-Men now exchanging missiles with Mustang. And here he is defending. Nothing getting too close, though, that it's a overarching problem. Missiles are getting within a mile of their intended target. Now Crips is defending. Some missile. There it is. 2.5 miles behind him. He's at 630 knots. No way that's going to touch him. But he recognizes that he can recommit. Crips recognizes that he can recommit. I need to fast forward this. It is behind. There we go. So Crips recognizes that he can recommit, does just that. And gets back in. Now he's defending an incoming 120. So he goes back out. And then X-Men launches a 120. Oh, but Crips gets hit! What happened? Crips got taken down by something. Let me, I think my cameras were a little bit off. Hold on, let me fix them. We actually missed something, but we're gonna see it on a different camera. Sorry guys, my brain is fried right now. Comey coming in from the north. All right, here we go. So Comey coming in from the north. Puts a missile out onto Look Avi, and Look Avi is dangerously slow. 0.2 miles, smash! And Look Avi gets taken down. This kill happened right before Crips got taken down. So Crips gets taken down by Kastoy, and actually, Kastoy gets taken down by Crips. So that one actually ends up being a trade. So we missed some stuff, but let me see if I can find... Where's Kastoy? Did he already eject? Yeah, his aircraft's gone. So Crips and Kastoy end up trading. But we're going to back up and look at the TAC view and see what exactly happened there. So Cripps comes in here, recommits in on Castoy. Castoy sees him. They both wait way too long. Under 3 miles, which you have to notch. And Cripps tries to out-energy this. He is not in near a fast enough energy state to be able to do this, and the missile is able to catch him and take him down. Meanwhile, up to the north, Comey comes in against Look Avi, and he is at Mach 1.2, 20,000 feet. Look Avi is Mach 0.8 at 8,000 feet. Great shot by Cripps, or by Comey, excuse me, at 7 miles. Look Avi stands no chance unless he notches, and he gets hammered. So 64th is up 1 pilot, 5 pilots remaining for them after the removal of Cripps, and TORO Squadron is down 2 pilots after the removal of Castoy and Look Avi. Let's continue. Here we go. Make sure everything is on the right timer. Yep, it is. And here we go. All right, so Vaddy now coming in against Mustang. Can he make something happen here? Mustang trying to defend. Where's the missile? There it is. Inside 2 miles. Great shot by Vaddy. He needs to notch this. Is he going to drive it into the ground? Yes. Great defensive flying by Mustang. He wasn't going to be able to outrun it, but he drove it to the ground. But Vaddy got hit by the shot from Mustang. So Mustang able to defend the shot, but Vaddy not so lucky, and he gets taken down. And now we are even, ladies and gentlemen. TORO Squadron able to even it up, 4 pilots apiece. The thing that I am worried about, though, in their positioning is they are clumped up. 64th is much more spread out. That may be advantageous in their position. Mustang now launches a missile. Does he? No. And I'm going to pause this just to gain my composure. I need another pretzel. These 3 rounders are hard for me. I start to lose it after about an hour and a half. This is rough, but awesome. Rough to cast, but awesome. All right, so looking at this. Rage and Reese Caparzo are now exchanging 120s. I don't think anything's going to happen there. Where's the Comey's way up here to the north, isolated, but I like that he's isolated because he could use that isolation to get a lot of his speed back, which I hope he's going to do, because the faster he is, the more dangerous he's going to be. All right, let's continue. There we go. So Rage dodging some 120s, now recommencing with X-Man, trying not to fight a fight on his own, like that. Most everybody from TORO Squadron now breaking away. Chippy is the only one hot. Comey getting a flanking maneuver in here, trying to make something happen up here to the north. Chippy now being engaged by Tau Hermit. Here's Chippy. Chippy flying headlong into this engagement. Tau Hermit at 1,000 feet. Tau Hermit, meanwhile, at 4,000 feet, so slightly higher. Chippy puts a 120 out at 9 miles onto Tau Hermit. Tau Hermit not yet defending. Still flying into this. He needs to be careful. That missile, the longer he flies like this, the more energy it's going to have by the time it reaches him. But he defends. He's fast enough that he's going to be able to get away from that one. Meanwhile, X-Man coming down into this 2v1 engagement. I like that they're recognizing this is a 2v1. Use your numbers advantage. 120 now out from X-Man. Chippy has waited to put a missile out on him. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? I don't think so. Chippy waited too long, and it flies right over the hill. Chippy, no! Chippy, no! Face smile right up the behind, and Chippy is obliterated. Taken down. Great shot by X-Man. Give him a little bit of a flyby. There it is. Make sure everybody's awake at the same time. And meanwhile, Rage putting a 120 out on Mustang. Not a bad shot, but that's going to get line of sighted. Great defensive flying by Mustang, continually line of sighting incoming threats. And Rage is now recommitting. Who's he coming in on? Rage looks like he's trying to make something happen against Reese Caparzo. So here's Reese. Oh, that's not Reese. Here's Reese. Reese Caparzo. Rage is back there somewhere. Tau Hermit now, maybe in a little bit of a trouble as two guys from TORO Squadron are coming in from the south. Rage, though, looks like he's getting flanked. So Rage has a combatant, TORO Squadron's Mustang, flanking him on his 9 line. TORO Squadron's Mustang is danger close, and does Mustang only have aim 9s left? That is terrible. He only has aim 9s left. That could have been an easy kill for Mustang. No! That is terrible luck for TORO Squadron. Rage was hung out to dry, and all Mustang had left was aim 9s, didn't have the range to be able to take Rage down. Terrible luck. Terrible luck, and I'm going to pause this to make sure, because we've got a lot going on. There's lots of missiles. Everybody's really close. Multiple missiles out from Comey and Rage coming in on Fur. Fur responds with a couple missiles of his own. 120, that aim 9 was actually launched by Mustang, and you can see that that is not a factor at all coming in onto Rage. So Comey broke away. Fur has broken away. Rage looks like he's recommitting. But terrible luck by Mustang not having a 120. That may come back to bite them. That could be a problem. Carrying on here. So Rage now breaking back in. Rage has been really good about recognizing when he no longer has a threat on him and then coming back into the engagement. Everybody from TORO Squadron is pretty close together here now. Fur, northernmost. Let's go to split screen because Rage looks like he's coming in onto Fur. Rage has the altitude advantage here. 120 out from Rage. Fur is another 120 out from Rage. Nothing off from Fur. Fur isn't defending these. There it is. And Fur gets hammered. But is Rage going to get hit? Rage trying to defend the incoming missile from Fur. Where is it? And Rage gets taken down. They trade. Ladies and gentlemen, Rage just waited too long and gets raged on by the incoming missile. So who is left? We have 2 pilots now for TORO Squadron, 3 left for 64th. There's a missile in there that's really close. That missile's trashed. So what happened there? Rage got taken down. Oh, it wasn't by Fur. It was actually a missile. Let's look at TAC view. It was actually a missile, I think, by Reese Caparzo. No, it was from Fur. It was from Fur. So these guys trade. Boop. They go down, but we're down to 2 pilots remaining for TORO Squadron, Mustang and Reese Caparzo, and 3 remaining for 64th, Comey, X-Man, and Tau Hermit. How is this going to go? This was very similar to how round 2 went. 64th was up 2 pilots, or up 1 pilot, 3v2. They sent 1 home, Tau Hermit home, then it became a 2v2. Then one of their guys died, and then one of their guys ran out of gas. Horrific change of events. Are we going to see a different fortune take place here? Reese Caparzo is way far away from Mustang, 13 miles. His ability to provide mutual support is nigh. Meanwhile, 64th, much better position to provide mutual support. I love the altitude positioning by Comey right now. Where is Comey? Comey is here. Comey's at Mach 1.2, 10,000 feet, coming in on Mustang. Let's hit play, see how this is going to go. So here's Comey coming in. X-Man puts a 120 out onto Mustang. Would have liked to see him wait and not launch there. Where's that missile? There it is. So there is X-Man breaking away. Meanwhile, I think it more pertinent to watch Mustang. So Here is Mustang running for his life away from the 3-ship of 64th. Meanwhile, Reese Caparzo is trying to get back to support his wingman. 120 now out from X-Man on to Reese Caparzo. Low to high shot, and Reese Caparzo's diving. Is he solving the geometry for that missile? It looks like it's got enough energy. Is it going to drive it into the ground? It's going to be close. Yes. Reese Caparzo does a great job. I need to pause this to make sure we don't miss anything because I can see something developing here on TAC view. Mustang now. He's in trouble. He's got Tau Hermit coming from the right. Comey right behind him. Let's go to that point of view. Hit play. Here we go. So Tau Hermit is in danger close. 120 out from Tau Hermit. And Mustang, terrible position for him to be in. 1 mile, face mile imminent. Mustang gets taken down. And now Reese Caparzo is all by himself. Headlong, headstrong. Is he going to be able to make something happen? Crank the music. Here we go. Missile now out from Comey. Is he going to be able to get away from it? Reese Caparzo now breaking away. Dragging the missile. He's got some room to breathe. Comey's about 6 miles behind him. He's trying to recommit back into this. He needs to try and disappear. There is no AWACS, so he needs to try and recommit when he doesn't see any radars, but I don't think that's happening. Comey actually doesn't see him. But does he have any weapons? No. Reese Caparzo has no weapons. He's now flying headlong into the teeth of X-Men. X-Men puts a 120 out on him. Reese Caparzo not defending properly, now trying to get into the notch plate. Is it too late? Looks like it, right over the treetop and smash. Reese Caparzo taken down, last casualty for TORO Squadron. He is gone. And that gives 64th the victory. As long as they're able to RTB. Dang. What a set of rounds, guys. I am exhausted. I'm tired. That was a lot. There was a lot going on there. That was, man. These guys are now rejoining. I'm going to turn the volume off so we don't get annoyed by the fast forwarding here. But I think they're going to be okay. They are rejoining in formation, and usually if they were having fuel problems, they wouldn't be doing this. So they're RTV back to Guadada. They've controlled the bubble. Don't see this as being any problem for them to RTB. There is Sochi. What a great match. What a great match, guys. That had a lot. There were like 20-some kills in that match. And there was stuff going on all over the place. Great flying by both teams, but 64th able to take it out in round 3 with 3 pilots remaining, leaving Comey, X-Man, and Tau Hermit to RTB and close it out for their side, giving them the victory 2-1. Doing the overhead break. Coming up on the finals at Guadada. Navy Doc, I suppose we're getting close to the end of the season? Yes. Oh, all the teams are still around, Navy Doc. Nobody's been eliminated. We got a championship to go, and everybody's invited. So we're going to have to see how that goes. But X-Man looks like he's bleeding off the last bit of his energy to put her down at Guadada. And that is going to be it. That brings us to the end. Next round is going to be Wednesday, and I don't know who it's going to be. But we've only got like 10 matches left, so a couple weeks left, and then we're into SATAC. So SATAC's schedule is going to be announced probably this week for the teams. It'll come out probably tomorrow, because I'm tired now. It'll probably come out tomorrow. So SATAC schedule for opening rounds and the overarching schedule overall will come out tomorrow. SATAC is this Squadron Air-to-Air Championship, so it's the end-of-the-year tournament. This is the league, and this year all the teams advance to SATAC, but your league standing affects your seeding, and the higher seed in the championship has home team advantage every time, and they pick the mission location, and they pick the weapon type, or the weapon restriction. So big time advantage for home team. Big time. So it's heavy advantage to have top seeds. So that's going to be happening. I don't know who's flying Wednesday, guys. I got to talk to Alpha Whiskey, but that is the end of today's matchup. TORO Squadron getting taken down by 64th in a barn burner that goes 3 rounds. What a matchup. What a stream. Hopefully you guys will be back on Wednesday. Again, not sure who we're going to be streaming, but 1600 Zulu. If you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure you drop a follow. And I'll see you guys next time in those virtual skies. I'm going to go have a nap. See you guys later. Have a good one.